Welcome to Moschino.
Milan, today we go to Moschino.
Then everyone's gonna be like, that man's on drugs.
Jeremy Scott breaks down his very last collection for Moschino. Moschino is so hot, it may be too hot. So hot, it's melting.
It melted just like the camembert in the summer day in France.
This concludes 10 years of genius Moschino-isms by Jeremy Scott. Evening wear is beyond blingissimo. There's an homage to the late Queen of England. There's an homage to planet Earth. Shoes, or should I say, shoes. Impressive wigs by the hair artist Paul Hanlon. You're not ready for Moschino. Moschino.
Exactly.
Hello, I'm Loïc Prigent. Subscribe to my channel to see the most exciting fashion and feel part of this world without having to pass a casting. You can watch all my videos about the best fashion shows and you'll understand all the rules of this word soccer, that is, la fashion. Leave a comment and share this with your friends and your mother. Mood board!
Bonjour Loïc, ça va?
He's on his director's chair, Jeremy Scott. It's the 10th anniversary at Moschino. What's on the mood board of this collection?
I was thinking a lot about Salvador Dali, talking about how he was inspired, about the dripping clocks and the dripping elements in his paintings from seeing some camembert that was in the sun, that was starting to melt. And so I wanted to take some of the classics and melt them and distort them. You have tailleur that's distorted, the little black dress that's distorted, biker jackets, biker dresses, smiley face, Moschino M all distorted, the classic peace sign, and there's even melted sunglasses.
You're even touching to the logo. Nothing is sacred for you.
Nothing's sacred because it is sacred. That's the point. If you don't have fun with it, it's not really giving it love.
Suddenly the straight lines of suits are curling, fading out, slouching, slumping down, liquefying, dipping.
The houndstooth is all distorted, you have the hem distorted, the jewelry distorted, the buttons distorted, the purse distorted, the shoes distorted.
Ah ouais, the shoes. Oh la la, I didn't see.
How can you miss those shoes? And what's wrong with your eyes? We did a heel and I wanted to do it kind of distorted so it's like squiggly and then the buckle's all distorted and dripping. I took the classic biker Moschino bag that I designed and we distorted it and dripped it with the zipper pulls and the shape, all the snaps, everything distorted.
The out-of-control summer heat waves of the last few years seem to have no effect yet on the booming fashion industry. May this collection be a warning of things to come, melting to come.
It's a comment on the globe, period. Our world is distorted and it keeps being distorted.
The pop optimism that is the core of Jeremy Scott's aesthetic, but make it a bit worrisome.
So it's the smoking avec le shocking pink. You know, you get the little mix of the two. Classic smoking with a melted, distorted sunglass and some haute jewelry.
Why did you want big jewelry like this?
Well, I just loved the regalness of this kind of fancy and then kind of having this party dress and this kind of punk attitude and that kind of mix.
Can you tell me about the spikes?
Well, I mean, you can't have punk without a little bit of spikes, so, I mean, this is a classique. So you get the little mix of the two. C'est bien, no? Through the whole show, I've done these fishnets with Wolford, actually, and these little tops, because I really thought the fishnets kind of pull it all together and kind of have this punk, but it's also sophisticated. You can look at it in different ways. This is all embroidered, sequin, beaded. This one's a little more like Swiss cheese, but it still has the drippy camembert. And then it gets more into these kind of moods and evening dresses. I was just thinking about an opera coat, a very decadent night at the opera.
Is it a sleeve?
It's a cuff, so it is all embroidery, so it's on tulle, and it has an invisible zipper. That's also for the opera, but when you don't want anyone to see you. You want to be seen, but not recognized. This is your opera coat.
It's a no makeup look.
I mean, you still have your eye makeup on, of course. I mean, don't be rude.
I think she has an apple to give to some young princess.
Take this little apple, my pretty.
It's a Moschino apple?
Of course, it's expensive.
So which opera is it? La Traviata?
I think this is more La Traviata.
C'est ça.
Yeah.
You call it a crinoline?
Yeah. There's lots of embroideries you see, different mixes of crystals and pearls and little embroideries and little dangling bits. The gloves, of course, all embroidered. And then you have the necklace and earring matching parures.
The contrast with the hair are going to be crazy.
Yeah, unexpected. I like to keep people on their toes. I've wanted to do something around this hair for a while, and I was trying to find the right thing. And when I was doing all the dripping and all the distortion, I thought the thing that people would probably perceive the most is that the hair somehow was all like that too. And I liked doing the opposite.
What is the material you use?
It's all hair. Everyone is hair. This has taken 2.5 months to make.
How many of them did you do?
45. What's amazing is they're all unique.
Do you have any favorite?
This is one of my favourites. I love this.
So good.
When people think of punk as a reference, generally it's quite literal, you know. I think there's a lot of association when you think of punk, people think of like it's a bit more gritty, it's a little bit more going against the sort of formalities of beauty in a way, you know. But this still feels something very kind of grand as well, you know. It's all about proportion. We're playing with proportions.
Well, I was inspired by the, flight jackets that the punks wore in London, and thought having that beautiful bright color and then doing this kind of puffy little evening opera shrug, all covered with jewels. So you have jewels all over the dress, all over the shrug, and of course the fishnet bodysuit under, keeping everything together, the little earring.
Did you have Vivienne Westwood in mind when you were designing this?
No, if anything, I had actually Queen Elizabeth. This kind of jewelry and this kind of regal feeling was more a note to like actual queens.
Moschino woman is a queen.
Absolutely. A punk princess.
Jeremy Scott since left his role as creative director at Moschino, a joyful decade of cultivating the surrealist, fun, outrageous, poetic legacy of Franco Moschino. Voilà, this was my Moschino report for winter 2023-2024 by Jeremy Scott. Subscribe to my channel to see everything about La Fashion. Leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and of course, share this video with your mothers and your sisters and brothers so they can add it to their mood board. Mood board! Cheers!